I still can't get over the fact he that thing. Like father, like daughter. Here's the thing, at least she's trying to someone who has a humanoid design. She's definitely doing better than Daddy Dearest. I'll say that. So Go-Go Loser Ranger has come to an end with Season 2. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon, we got the full live reactions and other exclusives over there. So, from what I can see, manga readers weren't too happy with this season. They say, oh, they cut too much of this, they rushed to this, blah, blah, blah. I've seen a decent amount of anime-onlys agree with my thought of, damn, this is really fun. But I have also seen some anime-onlys say that, oh, they also didn't like the pacing. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but as I've been saying for a bit, the internet could never make me hate this season or think it was a disappointment. I enjoyed it more than the first season. I'm even more excited if they give us a season 3. But the idea of where they stop this season is the perfect stopping point. And if you were to point a gun at my head and say, oh, but if we would have extended these other arcs, obviously we wouldn't have gotten to this stopping point, but this would have been the no, I would not say that makes sense to me. I think they stopped it where they believed it would be a satisfying stopping point for the anime. And while I do believe, and I do accept the idea that they probably did skim down and cut out a lot of stuff, for an anime-only point of view, that doesn't seem like an issue for me. And I've read plenty of series. Now, I don't really read stuff anymore, but there's been plenty of cases where I've been told, oh, the anime cut so much, go read the manga. And then I read it, and I'm like, yeah, there's more of it, but it's not like it really changes my perspective. That's just how I am. And in return, it makes me not really get too upset over a lot of changes and stuff, which is great for me. I'm not saying I don't understand why people might have issues. I'm just saying that no matter how much you tell me they cut this, it doesn't change my enjoyment. This was a fantastic stopping point for me. They had an amazing final boss. And honestly, it's kind of like twisted and tragic and touching how they dealt with this man. And my boy D self-sacrificed himself for a year. Seemingly it took a year. If you watch after the credits, there is a time skip that verifies it's been a year before he was let out of that prison, because ultimately they couldn't kill him, so they had to starve him. Well, how could you starve a monster? He didn't take all of the serum, so basically he was able to keep some of his human memories, and in return that meant that he was no longer a monster. Therefore, you can starve him out. And the fact that he did start out as a fan of the Dusters and stuff, why fight for a year? Let's have a talking partner that whole time. I just really liked what they did. There was some questionable shit, like the fact that this man bedded a furry cow monster. Like, it's not like the girl who's like, oh, you know, I'm in love with D. At least D has a physical looking body. Not that I think she wouldn't just take a ride on his lap, duster form and all. But who she called daddy, the thing that he fell in love with, bruh, judgment is had there. I'm judging as hard as when we get to the point in society where people are trying to argue why it's okay to fall in love with ChatGPT robots. Just weird as shit, man. But I had fun. I actually appreciate that other than just D, they actually gave an assortment of characters time to shine in the final hurrah. And as much as I hated Red, man, like Red Ranger was an absolute capital D-bag. The dude aura farmed at the end. Like in the previous episode, it looked like he was about to have like this big battle, and then he got like one-shotted like with everyone else. But then when he realized that, wait a second, I'm the protagonist, damn it, I have to have he's him energy. He finishes obviously with the help of, you know, the clicker and everything, pausing and the like, but still fantastic stuff. Like the Monster Enthusiast plotline is hands down my favorite thing I've seen in this show. But I also really liked what they did with the school arc as well. What I've been told is like stuff like the school arc should have lasted longer and all that. But it's interesting because like from what I saw, like when I was hyping up the school arc where everything was looping, I had a lot of anime only say that they wished we just didn't see that arc in general. They thought it was boring. So the idea of like extending that would have just pushed away more anime only seemingly. So I don't know, like it seems like from my point of view, like I'm not saying the vast majority, I didn't scour every, you know, discussion thread online, but based on my quick observation, a lot of anime onlys liked the final stretch of the season. A lot of anime onlys didn't like the beginning parts of this season. Manga readers upset with how much got cut. And every week I get told, now I'm not saying universally, there are some reasonable people who are like, hey, this is why I don't like it. That's fine. But there are genuinely people who are like, you should not like this season. It is a disgrace. You should. There was one comment, it wasn't last week because I didn't make a video. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was something along the lines of, you should feel disgusted with yourself if you enjoy this season. It is a disgrace to the mangaka. And I'm like, it's a cartoon, bro. It ain't that deep and serious. I had fun. I always looked forward to more. This series never got the popularity I think it deserved, and as much as people would want to say, oh, if it properly adapted, no, it's hard for shows to stick out anymore because so much is being made, so whether or not it's the most 10 out of 10 show or not, it really all depends on how many voices are telling their audiences to watch it if things get popular anymore. And this one just really didn't get popular. It is what it is. I had a blast watching it. I liked the production of it. I think it was really cool seeing different details, like when D lost his leg through the divine artifact. He obviously couldn't regrow it, so then he had like a little transformation peg leg thing go on there. I thought that was pretty cool. I've heard, and I mean, I can't confirm this, but I think the manga might be coming to an end fairly soon or in the near future, so maybe once that gets closer to being over, maybe we will get a final season. I hope so. But if for whatever reason this is where I had to leave it, it's a decent stopping point. Very open-ended, lot to explore still, but a solid stopping point. Like if I'm comparing how they ended Core 1 Season 1 and this is a much more satisfying stopping point. And honestly, it was pretty cool what they did, and honestly, like, I have no idea where D's story would go after being let out after a year. I definitely think they still need to kill Homelander, aka the Red Ranger. That man needs to go. A lot of bullshit there, but where everything else goes, honestly, I have no idea. This show never quite went where I expected, and as much as people had issues with Season 2, I personally enjoyed it more than the first. I liked what they did with D's character. I liked the fact that he was struggling mentally of being like, I'm supposed to like hate these people, and now I'm working with them. And then he got back into the screw them mentality. The characterization for him was really cool, and I especially like seeing all the Dusters work together. That Duster bridge they made, I thought was just such a cute idea. They're like, should we trust it? Bitch, we don't have time to trust if they're gonna kill us. We gotta run cross. It was good. I don't know. I liked it. People are allowed not to like it. I'm not saying otherwise, but I'm saying for me personally, no matter how much the internet tells me to hate this, I will never hate it. I think it was fantastic. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think it was great, and I will be hoping for a Season 3 if we get lucky enough to get one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Favorite arc out of the both seasons, if you want to tell me. I personally think that Enthusiast arc was my personal favorite, but yeah, you let me know yours down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around, you ring that bell, and yes, Patreon for live reactions and other exclusives, like, hey, I give a video shout out to all of my patrons. So today we got Paul Tar, Clara, A, Edvar, Golden Angel 1517, Ashura, Thrilled Axis 709, Proof Space, and we also have SW Me. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.